Hi, my name is Octavian Camacho, and that was my audience. This speech is to persuade you that dogs are better than cats. Which is better, dogs or cats? This is a question that no one can ever seem to agree on, but that we all want to know. In this speech, however, I will try to persuade you that dogs are better than cats. As someone who has been around both cats and dogs and owns 3 dogs, I believe that I can explain to you how and why dogs are better than cats. I will explain the pros and cons of both, then the differences and what it means. First of all, let's look at the cons of owning a dog and some of their solutions. Dogs, like many other animals, shed a lot. Golden Retrievers, according to My Bernedoodle, in 2026, shed 1 to 2 pounds of fur yearly. That is a lot of hair. Also, dogs do tend to bark a lot and sometimes chew on stuff that are usually not meant to be chewed on. While all of these are cons to owning a dog, every single one of these has a simple solution. If the owner brushes their dog once or twice a week, shedding, while still a minor inconvenience, is not much of a problem. Also, with only a little patience and some time, we can train dogs not to bark so much or to chew on furniture. One exception to being able to train dogs not to chew on stuff is when a dog is very young and their teeth are coming out. During this time, while you can't do much about them biting stuff, you can simply put them in an area where there are not many things to bite in the first place other than their dog toys. There are also downsides to owning cats. Now let's look at the cons of owning cats and some of their solutions. According to calculations from the Ace to Ace website, cats can shed anywhere from between 2.5 to over 16 pounds of fur yearly. While one might not, with cats, experience as many problems with chewing as with dogs, cats often scratch furniture or other such objects, as well as knocking lots of objects off shelves because of them climbing fairly often. Additionally, since cats are crepuscular, which simply means that they are active in the morning and evening, they can make it difficult to sleep. The last problem with cats is that while they can be affectionate, they are often prone to mood swings, where they can go from being affectionate to aloof in an instant. In all fairness, however, many of these problems can also be fixed somewhat easily. While one can brush their cat to help with the shedding, it will still be a problem just because of how much shedding there is. The scratching can be fixed fairly simply by buying a scratching post or training the cat not to scratch stuff other than cat toys. And lastly, for the mood swings, these can be tolerated but not really changed. Now let's look at some of the pros of owning a dog. Dogs are loyal, affectionate, and eager to please, as well as smart and highly trainable. There are countless stories of a dog saving its owner because of the bond between the two of them. There are entire shows whose only purpose is to show off how well trained the dogs participating in them are. Dogs are used in war and in law enforcement because of their intelligence and trainability. Since they are also very affectionate and often gentle, some are used as therapy dogs. Dogs are a very big part of society as companions as well as in work. Now let's look at the pros of owning cats. 1, 2, and lastly. Now let me explain the difference between the pros and cons of both and what that means. While both cats and dogs shed, cats can shed up to 8 times as much as dogs or more. This makes it much easier to clean dog hair than cat hair. Additionally, dogs are immensely more trainable than cats. As I mentioned before, dogs are used in work and even in warfare. Cats are not. Even rats are sometimes used in war to find bombs, while cats are not even legally allowed in the US to be a service animal. Lastly on this list, and probably most important, dogs are so much more of a loyal companion than cats. While cats have been known to bond to their owner, it is so much more common for dogs to do so than for cats. For example, according to Dougal in 2026, a particularly striking example is that of House, a German Shepherd who risked his life to save a 7-year-old girl in Florida. The little girl and her faithful protector came face to face with a dangerous rattlesnake in the backyard of their family residence in Tampa. House quickly stepped between the snake and the girl, getting his leg bitten 3 times. The little girl escaped unharmed, and the German Shepherd thankfully recovered from his injuries after intensive treatment. This is a touching example of the loyalty that a dog has for its owner, while cats rarely have such a degree of devotion to their owners. In conclusion, while cats are nice and sometimes a cute pet to have, they are a higher maintenance than dogs and do not have anywhere near the same level of devotion to their owners that dogs have. Both pets are good to have, but dogs give more and ask less. Thank you.